comes the concept of operations on linked list. This is important concept. I request all the students to concentrate on this particular topic. Almost everything was discussed in the previous slides, but let us go somewhat deeper into the discussion part, right? So there are various operations that can be supported on linked list. The first one is traversing a linked list. Traversing a linked list means you have to touch each and every node. You will come across this particular term in the trees concept and graphs concept also. Traversing means you have to touch each and every node, right? So you can traverse the linked list such that you can perform any operation like printing the elements in the linked list, or if you want to find the size of the linked list. All these things you have to perform a traverse operation. For traversing, again I am saying that again you have to start from the starting node. You start from the starting node and you traverse to the second node, third node, and like that you have to move to the last node. That is the meaning of traversing, right? Next operation is insertion operation, important operation, where you can insert a new node at the head of the list. Either you can make it as the first node, or you can insert it at the last element of the list, or you can insert anywhere in the middle of the list. So insertion can be done at head, or it can be done at tail, or it can be done at middle also, right? And similarly, searching for an item in the list. As I told that any operation should always start with the first element. So if there are 10 elements, and if you want to search for an element X, then you have to start from the first node, and then you have to traverse unless you get a data of X, right? Next, coming to deletion operation. Deletion operation can be performed in three ways, right? You can delete an element from the head, similar to that of insertion. You can delete from the head, you can delete from the tail, or you can delete from the list also, right? So you have to perform a search operation before you want to delete a item, right? Similarly, updating a node. You can update a node. Again, you have to perform a search operation, and then you have to move to the correct node, and then you have to update it, right? Size, as I told that this is almost similar to traversing. You want to find how many elements are present in the linked list. Then what you will do, you start from the first node and you have to traverse until the last node, and you make a variable called count, and whenever you move from one node to another node, you increment the counter, and whatever value that is present in the count variable at the end of the list, or when you reach the end of the last element of the list, then give the value of count gives the size, right? And is empty. How can you check whether it is whether the list is empty or not? Very simple. You have to check whether the head is pointing to null or not. If the head is pointing to null, then as I discussed in the earlier slides, that whenever you point head to the null value, then it is nothing but an empty list. Therefore, is empty is very simple. You just search that head is whether null or not, right? So let us look at each and every example. As I told that traversing is where you go in a stepwise manner from the beginning to the end. So you start from the beginning and you go to the end, then that is called as the traversing, right? Traversing a linked list is important for many applications. For example, you want to print the list of items, or you want to search for a specific node in the list, then you have to perform the traversing operation. And you want to perform an advanced operation on the list, then you can make it as you can traverse the list, right? Traversing is very simple algorithm where you have to perform three different steps. That is, you start with the head of the list. As I told that any operation on the linked list should start with the head node only. So you start from the head of the list, you access the content of head node. If it is not null, if the head node is not null, if the head node is null, then it represents an empty list, right? If the head node is not null, means it consists of some nodes, right? So if the head node is not null, then go to the next node. How can you go to the next node? By using the link part, like for example node arrow link is equal to null, then this is called as the last node of the linked list, right? So you can traverse it like this, node arrow link, therefore you can move to the next nodes like that and access the node information, right? And continue until no more nodes. How can you identify that there are no more nodes? The last node link part is given a value of null, therefore you have to continue until the last node, like node link is equal to null, the same thing, right? If this condition is true, you can estimate that you have reached the end of the list. So this is how we traverse a linked list. Next, coming to insertion operation. This is important operation. Please have an idea, right? So this is the example that I am giving. It consists of some n different nodes. Assume that there are n different nodes that are already present, right? N different nodes, and each node is having the data part. For example, assume that this is 100, this is 200. These are the base addresses I am representing, right? And assume that you have created a new node, and this new node is having a base address of 50. And this header pointer is also there, and it stores the starting node, right? And my task here is to insert the element at the first part. First part means instead of 100, I have to make this A as the first node. What I have to do? The header part, you should not remove the header part first, right? Whatever link is there here, this part, you should link to the first node, right? How can I access this first node? By making use of this address 100. Where is this 100? This is in header point, right? So you store this 100 here, such that you are logically creating a link like this, and you make the head pointer to point here, right? So head pointer is now storing 50, therefore this becomes the starting node. So how many pointers you are modifying? So these are the type of questions that are being asked in the GATE examinations. For example, if you want to insert a new node as the first element or as the head element of the linked list, how many pointers you need to modify? The first pointer what you modified is this one, right? The new node link part you have updated to the address of the first node. Therefore, this is the first pointer I have modified. And after that, the header pointer, I made the header pointer to point to the node 50. That means I am storing 50 inside this header pointer. So this is the second node, second pointer that I have modified. So for inserting an element at the front of the linked list, you have to modify 2 pointers. So you may be asked questions like this, like how many pointers need to be modified for inserting an element at the starting of the linked list. The point is, the options can be 2 pointers, 3 pointers, 5 pointers, like that they will give, and you have to mark it as 2 pointers, right? So after this, inserting a data at the end. How can you insert the data at the end? Again, you create a pointer. Assume the same addresses like 100, this is 200, this is 300, and this is 400. Something like 1000, right? So header is having an value of 500, and assume that the new address is created at 50. What you have to do? You have to insert this element as the last node. If you want to make it as the last node, what you have to do? You have to make this link part as null. Therefore, this new pointer of link or address is equal to null. Therefore, you made it like this. And then you have to traverse to this node. So you cannot directly access this particular node, right? Whenever you want to access a particular node, you have to start from the starting node only. Therefore, you start your travel from this first node. After this first node, go to the second node, third node, and finally you have to reach the last node. The last node can be identified by the link part having the null, right? Whenever you identify the null, the last node, right, you have one more pointer like this. What you will do is, you have to initially it is having a null. This is having a null value. So you remove this null, and instead of this null, you have to store this address, right? So you make it as 50. Therefore, a link is established like this. So inserting an element at the tail is somewhat critical or somewhat expensive in nature. Why? Because you create a node as a first step. You create a node, and the second step is you make the link part of new pointer. New node link is equal to, you make it as null. And in the third part, this is very important. This is where we need a lot of operations, right? You have to traverse from one point to another point. So you have to traverse to the last node. For traversing, you should not disturb this header pointer, and you create a new pointer called ptr1, and you make it as 100, and then you traverse from this first node to second node to third node, and then you move to the last node. So point to last node or traverse to last node. You have to traverse to last node. This is the third step I have to do. And finally, modify the last node. Modify the last node link, right? So these are the 4 steps I have to follow for inserting an element at the end of the list, right? Next, coming to inserting an element at the middle of the list, it also remains the same, almost similar to that of inserting an element at the end, but here you have to make a small difference. Similarly, 100, previous example, 300, this is 1000, and this is 50, and so I want to insert this 50 in between these 2 nodes. What I have to do? You create a node. First step is same, create a node, and second step, what you have to do? You have to start traversing from the first node to the second node, right? If you want to insert a element or a new node as the third element, you must have a pointer to the previous node. This is very important. Students, please listen. I will be discussing one important point in the time complexities. If you listen this concept, it will be very easy, right? So if I want to insert an element as a third element, then it is important that you should have a pointer to the previous node. That means you should have a pointer to the second node. So if I want to insert an element at the nth node, it is mandatory that you should have a pointer to the n-1th node. If you take one more example, if I want to insert an element at the 15th node, I should have a pointer to the previous node, which is nothing but 14th node. If you observe this analogy, which is very important for the next discussions. So whenever you want to insert an element, you should have a pointer that points to the previous node or previous location. Therefore, one pointer is pointing to the second node. What I have to do? I have to make this link part to point to 50. Therefore, I make it as 50 here, and this data part or the link part of the new node should consist of the address of this node. Therefore, I make it as 300, right? So understanding this concept is very important. Please concentrate. Therefore, the link part of the second node is modified, that is one pointer is modified, and the link part of the new node is modified, that is second pointer. Therefore, in order to insert a element or insert a node in between the singly linked list, you need to modify 2 pointers, right? So this is how you modify or you insert a new element inside the list, right? And remember that one important point, one takeaway from this particular slide is whenever you want to insert an element in between the nodes or for at a particular position called n, then you should have a pointer that is pointing to the n minus 1th location, right? Similar to that of same thing, right? Delete a element from the head node. This is very simple operation, deleting an element from the head node. What we will do? Assume that we have these many things. This is 50, this is 100, this is 200, and the address is something like 600, and this is 700. Right? So now my head pointer is having a value of 50. Now I want to delete it. What I will do? I will move the head pointer from this location to this location. That means I just make head pointer to point to the address of this one. So now instead of 50, I make it as 100. So head pointer is having a value of 100. Therefore, head is pointing here. Whenever head is pointing to this node, I can estimate that this is the starting node, right? Therefore, you can free it. You can free this node by using the free function. So very simple operation. You just modify the value of the head pointer from the current address to the next address. How can I get this 100? This 100 is present here. Therefore, you make the head pointer point to the link part of the first node. Then the head is already pointing to this one. Therefore, you can free this node. This is how we delete a node from the starting point or head, right? Coming to the deletion part, this is almost similar, right? Almost similar to inserting an element at the last node. How can you delete it? So for any operation, you have to start from the head node, right? So you take another pointer which is similar to that of head pointer. Assume that the pointer is 100. You move to this location, and you move to this location, and you move to this location. And remember that in order to remove this last node, you should have a pointer that points to the previous node. That's what we have discussed. This point is very, very important, that whenever you want to make some operation on the nth node, then you should have a pointer to the n minus 1th node. Previous node point, there should be a pointer to the previous node. Therefore, I want to delete this nth node or the last node. Last node is identified by the link part having the null value, right? So at this point, what you will do? Initially, for example, this is 700 and this is 600 base address. Initially, this node is having 700. In such case, what you will do? You remove this 700 and make it as null. Therefore, this pointer ptr of link is equal to null. Therefore, instead of 700, it becomes null, and you can free this, right? So this is how we delete an element from the last point, and deleting an element from the middle part. Same is the case, right? Whenever I want to delete a node from third location, I should have a pointer to the second location or second node. Whenever I want to delete the nth node, I should have a pointer to the n minus 1th node, right? So whenever I want to delete the second node, I should have a pointer to the first node. And what I will do? The first node link part is linked to the this value. For example, this is 300, right? So 300 is stored here. Therefore, this link is there, and you break this link, right? Or else you free this, right? So this is how we delete a particular node from the desired location. So in order to make the deletion from the desired location, you have to traverse to its previous node. You traverse to its previous node, and then you delete the nth node, and by making some necessary modifications in the pointers, right? So that completes the insertion and deletion, and the last operation is size, which is very simple. What you have to do, you have to scan all the items starting from the head node, and you make a counter value, or you make a integer value which is count, and whenever you traverse a single node you increment it, and when you reach the end of the linked list, or when you reach the end of the node, end node of the linked list, then whatever value that is present inside count will be the size, right? And this is empty, this also we have discussed. Whenever the head pointer is null, then is empty returns true, else it returns false. So we have discussed many operations of singly linked list. We have a detailed discussion on this singly linked list. How many pointers, the type of question or the pattern of questions that are being asked from this is one simple pattern is how many pointers you are modifying if you insert an element at the head as the head pointer in a singly linked list, or how many pointers you need to modify when you delete a node from the middle of the singly linked list. All these types of questions are asked. Similarly, searching operation, as I told that you have to start any operation from the first node, and at each and every node you have to compare whether, for example, if you want to search for 20, you go to the first node. You compare the 20 with the data value of that first node. If it is not equal, go to the next node. Again, compare the search value that is 20 with the data value that is present inside the present node, right? If it is not equal, go to the next node. Like that, this should be continued until you find a match. That means whenever you find a node, for example, you assume that the fifth node is having a value of 20. So when you reach the fifth node, 20 is compared with the data value of fifth node, which is also 20. Therefore, both are equal. Therefore, you can simply say that the element that you are searching is present inside the linked list. Right. This is important. This is the last point I am going to discuss, and we have doubly linked list. We can have a quick run through these slides, and remember, listen here carefully. So we are comparing the time complexities of 1D array with the singly linked list complexity, right? This is very important. Please concentrate. And whenever you want to insert at the beginning, that means we have an array like this. Assume that 20, 30 is there, and I want to insert an element 5 here. Beginning means at the first location. What happens? There is no space here, therefore you have to create a space. Creating space means you have to move these elements to right hand side. Therefore it becomes 20, it becomes 10, and it is vacant, right? You can insert here. So if there are n elements, the complexity is for shifting these n-1 elements, you have big O of n-1 complexity, which is nothing but big O of 1 only, right? So for inserting an element at the beginning of the array, we require n-1 shifts towards its right hand side, which equals to the n-1 operations. Therefore the complexity is big O of n-1, which is equal to big O of n only. So this is clear, right? So coming to the same concept of inserting at the beginning, singly linked list complexity means what you are doing, you create a node and you make the head pointer to locate this, and you make the new pointer to point to the linked list, right? So this becomes the simple thing, right? Therefore it occupies, or it has only big O of 1 complexity. Why I am stressing this particular time complexities is, in singly linked list you will get some questions related to the time complexities of singly linked list, right? So for inserting an element at the beginning of the linked list or singly linked list, the time complexity is just big O of 1. You just need to modify the pointers, right? Now coming to insertion at the end. Right? For example, I have two elements 10 and 20. I want to insert an element at the last position. So it's very simple, right? The almost the insertion operation of arrays takes place at the end of the array. Therefore the time complexity is just big O of 1, right? And coming to insertion at the end, this is very important. right? So big O of n if the last has no tail reference. So what you have to do, for example, if you want to delete or insert at the end, you have to traverse from first node to the last node. So you have a pointer here, and then you modify these nodes. This we have discussed in the previous session, right? So if it doesn't have any tail reference, that means there is no pointer to the last node. Let us take it clearly. Listen, this is very important concept, and the last concept I am going to discuss in this class. So this is null. Right. So the operation is insertion at n. Insertion at n. What you have to do, you have to create a node. It will have some value address of 50, and now you traverse the linked list from this starting node to the last node. So for traversing, it requires, for example, this is the nth element that you are adding. So it requires n-1 operation. So from here to here you have to move, from here to here you have to move, like that you have to move for n-1 operations, right? And then you make the changes to the pointers. So changing pointers, that doesn't cost that much, right? So insertion at the end is big O of n if we don't have a tail reference, or if you don't have a tail pointer. If you have only header pointer, then it is the complexity is big O of n. Assume that you have a tail reference. That means there exists a pointer that always points to the last node. So in such case, what you will do, there is no need to traverse from the header node. You directly access this tail node. What is the value of this tail node? Which is nothing but 400. The address of this one, right? You directly access it, and you make the changes in the linked list. Like you make the tail link to point to the new node, and the new node link to point to null. So if you have a tail reference, then it occupies, or it takes only big O of 1 time complexity. Very simple, right? If you don't have the tail reference, in order to access this particular node, you have to traverse from the first node to the last node. Therefore it occupies big O of n. So this particular thing is very, very important, right? If you have tail reference, it is just big O of 1. If it doesn't have tail reference, it is big O of n. This why it is big O of 1 we have discussed, right? And coming to insertion at the middle, it is big O of n, right? For example, if you have two elements, I want to insert one more element in between this. You have to create space. So if it is n elements, you have to move n elements towards its right to create the space, and you have to insert it, which is equal to big O of n. Similarly, if you consider this insertion at the middle, this is also same, right? If you have n number of nodes, you want to insert an element in the middle of the list, you have to traverse from the first node, and you have to find a pointer to this previous node, and then you have to make it, right? So for n elements, you have to traverse for n-1 times, right? So the complexity is big O of n. Similarly, deleting at the beginning, how can it be big O of n? We have these elements 10, 20 and 30. I want to delete this element. You can remove it simply with big O of 1 operation. But the array does not allow spaces in between the elements, right? So what you have to do, you have to shift these elements towards its left. So for shifting, in case of n elements, for shifting it takes big O of n. So this is true. Now coming to delete at the beginning, what you have to do, if you have these nodes, 2 nodes like this, or 3 nodes like this, if you want to delete this, you just make the head pointer to point this second node, and you free it. So it is just big O of 1, right? I think you are getting it. Similarly, deleting at node, very simple operation. Therefore, the deletions in the arrays always takes place from the last point only. So 10, 20, 30, you delete this. It operates in big of one time, right? Coming to deletion operation of nodes at the end. Right. Why I have marked this in red means I need to discuss some points over here. Right. For example, so this is my linked list. Now my task is to delete the node from the last or from the end. So to delete the node from the end, assume that there is no tail reference. Please be concentrate here. There is an important point I need to discuss, which may be asked in the GATE examination. Right. So the point here is, if you don't have the tail reference, case 1, no tail reference. In such case, if you want to delete the last node, you have to start your traversal from the first node and you have to traverse to the n-1th node. Right. If you want to delete the nth node, I said that you should have a pointer to the n-1th node. So you have to traverse to the n-1th node. For traversing to the n-1th node, it takes big O of n-1, which is equal to big O of 1 only, big O of n only, right? So if there is no tail reference, then it is big O of n, which is very clear. Why? Because you have to traverse from first node to n-1th node. It takes big O of n-1, which is equal to big O of n. Now you go for case 2. This is very important. For example, assume that there is a tail reference. Tail reference means this one. Listen carefully. This is very important concept. Why I am stressing this is, there is a question in the previous GATE examinations, right? For example, if there is a tail reference here and I want to delete this tail, one might think that since we have tail reference over here, you directly go to the tail, access the tail, and then you can delete this node. But this does not happen. So anybody can think that since we have a tail reference, you can access the tail directly and you can delete it directly with big O of one time. This is absolutely wrong. Right? Why? Because in order to delete the nth element, you should have a pointer to the previous node. Even though you have a pointer to the same node, that doesn't matter. Right? You should have a pointer to the previous node. But you are having the tail reference which is pointing to the last node. Therefore, this tail reference does not work. So in order to have a pointer to the previous node, that is n-1th node, again you have to make all these operations. You start with the header node with a new pointer. In the first step, you make it as header, equal to header. You traverse from the first node to the second node to the third node to the fourth node, that is n-1th node. And then you can delete it. So it remains as it is, right? To traverse, to make a pointer to the n-1th node, you have to traverse it from the first node itself. And you have to make n-1 operation. Therefore, the time complexity is big O of n, which is equal to big O of n only. Right? So in case of no tail reference, it is big O of n. In case of tail reference, it is big O of n only. Why? Because in order to remove the nth element, you should have the pointer to the n-1th element. But tail is serving the purpose of pointing to the last element. Therefore, you have to create a new pointer such that that pointer points to the n-1th location. For that, you have to traverse the entire n-1 locations. Right? So the complexity always remains big O of n if you want to delete the element from the nth location. Right? For example, if there is some twist, consider a case 3. Assume, and he is giving a question like this. There is a singly linked list which has a header and tail, and there exists another pointer called pre-tail, for example, pre-tail, where this pointer or where this reference is pointing to the last but one node. This is pre-tail. Then you tell me the complexity of deleting the last node. Since we are having the pre-tail which is pointing to the previous node of the last node, this is what we want. We are already having this reference, right? Pre-tail. Therefore, this can be done in just big O of 1 time only. The time complexity becomes big O of 1. But in the remaining cases, no tail and tail reference, it is big O of n only, right? So this is very important. You have some questions on this, that's why I am stressing it. And coming to the remaining things, delete at the middle. When you want to delete an element from the middle, what you have to do? After deleting, you have to fill that elements or fill that gap with the next elements. Therefore, you have to shift all the elements to the left hand side. Therefore, it involves big O of n only. Here he has explained. Deletion is just big O of 1. You can access the fifth element. I want to delete the fifth element. You can access it by using A of 4. But after deleting it, what you have to do? You have to follow, it is followed by n shift operations. Therefore, the complexity is big O of n. Right. Similarly, deleting at the middle. This is very important. One more time. It is also big O of n. Why? Because big O of n for such. Right, you have to, for example, I want to delete the fifth element. I should have a pointer that points to the, I should have a pointer that points to the previous element, right, fourth element, fourth node. So you have to set the linked list unless you go to the fourth location, and then you followed by the big O of 1 operation or delete operation. Therefore, common entirely it becomes big O of n. Right. For example, you may be asked a question like this. I am saying that deleting an element from the exactly the middle point takes big O of n, or anywhere from the middle of the list is big O of n. Let us consider a special case where you want to delete an element exactly the middle element of the linked list. Right. For example, if I have 5 elements, you want to delete the third element. Right, and he is asking a condition that how can you perform the deletion of the middle element, exactly middle element, with big O of 1 time complexity. You suggest one method how I can delete the element, exactly middle element with big O of 1 time complexity. What you have to do? In such case, you have to suggest, what is the suggestion? You want to delete third element, right? That means you should have a pointer to the previous element, that is second element. You should have a pointer to the second node. So the suggestion, what you suggest is, in order to complete the deletion of the middle element with big O of n, there should be a pointer called middle to the previous node of middle element. So in the previous node of the middle element is having a pointer. Therefore, you can directly access it and you can remove the middle element. So that is how you suggest, how can you perform the deletion of the exactly middle element with big O of n complexity. That means you make a pointer middle, lend a pre-middle, otherwise pre-middle, such that the pre-middle is storing the address of the previous node of the exactly middle element. So there are some questions that are being asked in these two things, right? These two things, very, very important. And the last one, searching an element in array. We have two different searches, linear search and binary search. The linear search is, that means you will search the element one by one, therefore it is big O of n. And in the binary search, you compare the middle element. If it is less than, you go to the left hand side by skipping the right hand side. Like that, it occupies big O of log n. But the search operation in linked list is always big O of n. Why? Because if you want to search an element, you will be you have to start from the first element and you have to go to that particular element, right? So it is always big O of n. So this time complexity slide is very, very important, and I request all the students to have some revision on these topics, right?